So now I'm going to explain how to turn a copper coin into a golden coin. That sounds exciting. Copper to gold. Okay, first, get one of your pennies. A copper one. Oh, well, of course, all pennies are copper. But just get a copper penny, and then let's start our experiment. So first, to turn from a copper penny to a silver one, and then a silver one to a gold one. So first, we add a zinc metal or a zinc liquid. Well, if you have zinc metal, zinc liquid works best because the thickness doesn't change. If you use zinc metal, the thickness will change. So if you use zinc liquid, the particles of the copper. Okay, so let's say there's particles of coppers here, and there's a layer of them because there are copper particles and atoms. Wait, copper is an element, so it must be copper atoms. And then here's our zinc particles. When they meet the copper, the first line of the copper, or it depends on how much the zinc is there. Okay, so the copper disappears and then zinc replaces it, like this. So the thickness won't change because still, should I say the horizon of the coin still stay the same. But when it comes to the zinc metal, it's metal, so metal and metal, when they mix together, it's hard to mix. Sometimes they react, but it's usually hard to mix. There's a layer of coppers, but when it's metal zinc, they just go on top of them. So the thickness will change. Before we put the zinc on top of the copper, we're gonna add some chlorine. Chlorine is also used in toothpaste. That's a fun fact. So first, what you do is you get a beaker, something like that, and then put half of it zinc, half of it chlorine. It depends how much you're gonna do. And then mix it with a stick and then wait for it totally dissolves and become transparent. The zinc dissolves on the chlorine. Then you put your copper coin inside the liquid and then put it on a heater and then wait for the boiling point of water and then let it like that. After 30 to 1 hour, it will turn silver. Cool, right? So that's how you turn a copper coin into a silver coin. Okay, now we've seen this. Let's see some facts. Okay. So I'm going to explain why this happens. So first, let's do 2 layers of copper to show the copper coin. 1 layer, and this is the second layer. You see, every atom has electrons. You know that. And if you know it, but you're probably not, so I'll explain it. When it has more electrons than it has protons, it's negatively charged. That's called a cation. Oh, and if it's unbalanced, like one of the electrons and protons are too many than the other one, it's called an ion. So if it has more electrons, it's called a cation, and if it has more protons, it's called a anion. So here's the 2 layers of the copper coin, and then let's bring in some zinc. These zincs, one is zinc metal, one is zinc metal, and one is zinc fluid or zinc liquid. So metal works like this. Let's say there's this 3 zinc molecule and then another zinc here. So let's say this dot is an electron. it will give that electron to this. So it's not in real life, but to explain it more clearly, I'll make this atom bigger because it gained one electron here. And then this one will be smaller because it lost an electron. And then this big atom will go here, and then it will be a matched size. It will just lay down here. That 4 zinc atom process will keep going on until there's a layer of zinc on the copper, which makes it silver. This is the zinc metal and for the zinc liquid. Oh, and one more thing. When there's a zinc molecule and then there's an electron. Okay, so now going to Google and learn about the ionic bonds and covalent bonds. Done? Okay, you can pause the video if that wasn't enough time. Okay, now this electron, this is called a metallic bond. So this electron will go around and around and around through the other copper atoms, and not just that, but every atom will have at least one electron, and then they all go around like crazy. This is called a metallic bond because 2 metals share its electrons and it has a bond now. It will even sometimes go over the one time a copper electron will even go on one of these zinc layers because they're now one. Okay, now for the liquid bond. So when these guys come, they immediately show off their electrons and then give that electron to them. The zinc immediately goes to the copper layer and the copper give the electron to the zinc. So in this case, the copper is going to be smaller and the zinc is going to get bigger in our case, but that doesn't happen in real life. And then if the size matches and then the copper disappears, the zinc replaces it. This happens over and over and over and over and over again. Soon there will be a zinc layer on the copper, but the thickness didn't change because the zinc replaced the copper, so the thickness won't change. But in our case of the metal, one layer or 2 or 3, it depends how much zinc you added, layers and layers on top of the copper, so the thickness will be different. Okay, now how to get a silver coin to a gold coin. So first, you got your zinc covered silver coin here, and then put it on a frying pan or something. Just lay it in a cool place and cool the silver coin until it's the temperature of your room, and then put it in a frying pan or something. Do it like the boiling point of water, which is 100 degrees Celsius. Let it like that for I guess it could be an hour or 30 minutes. After that, you need to cool the coin again, and then there, you have your gold coin. So how does that work? Well, I don't really know how to explain this. But heat makes like the zinc and the copper color mix, and then the color will be gold. Okay, but definitely don't do this. So like you got your frying pan and then you made your copper coin into a silver coin by some chemical reactions. But after you do the frying pan, don't immediately do this. You have to cool the silver coin, boil I can't say boil it because it's a solid, but you can make it hot and then cool it again, and then you have your gold coin. So this is how to make a copper coin, a silver coin, and this is the end.